can't hear it. Wait till I tell you to. I don't know. Right now, not next to the door. Not next to the door. Somebody might hit you. Working?
Wouldn't work out good for you, would it?
I'm ready.
Good evening. I'd like to call our meeting to order tonight. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I'd like to lead us in our prayer, if you don't mind, and then from our prayer, we'll go right into the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Higginbotham, call roll, please.
Councilman Boozer,
Here.
President Logan,
Here.
Councilman Sullivan,
Here.
Councilman Davis,
Here.
Councilman Hogg. You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. Item 5 is approval of the agenda. One item in our pre-meeting that was asked to be tabled and removed is item 7B1. Again, that's item 7B1 to be deleted from our agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda with the deletion of item 7B1?
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Boozer,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Item 7A1 under unfinished business is a second reading of an ordinance annexing approximately 39 acres south of McFarland Boulevard and west of Trade Center Drive. Mr. Stevens.
Yes, sir. Like you said, this is the second reading of an ordinance to annex this property over here west of the City Hall on the south side of McFarland Boulevard, next to the Lowe's Shopping Center. This is the annexation ordinance, and it has received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Scott. I'll make a motion to adopt the ordinance granting the annexation of approximately 39 acres located south of McFarland Boulevard and west of Trade Center Drive. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hogg. Any questions or comments? I would like to add, just for the record, I think once it's fully in to annex Scott, that actually would give us some abilities and flexibility to work with 1871 LLC. I think that's right. So that's That'll be my comment on that one. Motion by Council President Logan, second by Councilman Hogg. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Boozer,
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Second item is a second reading rezoning the 39 acres south of McFarland Boulevard and west of Trade Center Drive from AG to C6. Mr. Stevens.
Yes, sir, this is the rezoning ordinance for the same piece of property. The initial zoning on annexation is AG agricultural, and the request is to zone this to C6 highway commercial, which is similar to the other properties up and down McFarland Boulevard, and it received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to adopt that ordinance rezoning the 39 acres located south of McFarland Boulevard and west of Trade Center Drive from AG agricultural to C6 highway commercial. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hogg. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Boozer,
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Item 3 is a second reading of an ordinance rezoning approximately 7 acres from RS and C3 to RM2 located east of Highway 69 north of Hunter Creek Road. Mr. Stevens.
Yeah, so this is a rezoning ordinance. This property is currently inside the city. It's north of Hunter Creek and south of the Magnolia Chapel Funeral Home. The majority of the property is C3 general commercial. One parcel is single-family residential. The request is to rezone the eastern half to RM2 multifamily, residential multifamily. It received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to adopt that ordinance rezoning approximately 7 acres located east of Highway 69 north of Hunter Creek Road from RS residential single family and C3 general commercial to RM residential multifamily?
Move to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Sullivan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Sullivan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Boozer,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Item 4 is a second reading of an ordinance rezoning property from RS 12 to O and I located at 4520 Watermelon Road. Mr. Stevens.
This property is a rezoning ordinance for, it's a parcel immediately north of the entrance to Greenbrier subdivision on the west side of Watermelon Road. The Planning Commission approved subdivision splitting the property into 2 lots. Currently, there's a physician's office on it right now. Presumably at some point in the future, they may want to develop the second lot, but it's vacant for now. But it's currently single-family residential, and the request is to zone to O and I, office and institutional, which would be appropriate for the current use. It received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to adopt that ordinance rezoning that property?
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Boozer. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Sullivan. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Boozer,
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Under new business, 8A1 is a first reading of an ordinance annexing approximately 3.5 acres located at 5870 Charlie Shirley Road. Mr. Stevens.
Yes, sir. This is your first reading of an annexation ordinance it's on the southwest corner of Charlie Shirley and Highway 69. The current use is the Harrison Construction Office. They want to tap onto city services, and so they're requesting to annex. And it received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
All right, thank you. I see Mr. Harris is in the office. Welcome to Northport. You're officially inside the city limits if it's going through the first and second reading, so we appreciate you being here. Is there a member of mayor or council wanted to offer that for a first reading?
Offered up.
That's a offering by Councilman Davis. Second item is a first reading of an ordinance rezoning 3.5 acres from AG to C3 located at 5870 Charlie Shirley Road. Mr. Stevens.
Yes, sir. This first reading of the ordinance is the rezoning for the same property from the initial AG to C3 general commercial, which is fitting with all the surrounding properties up and down the highway. It received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
Thank you. Is there a member of council wanted to offer that for a first reading?
I'll offer that for first reading.
Councilman Hogg offers item 2 for a first reading. Item 3 is a first reading of an ordinance annexing approximately 8 acres located in the 4500 block of Harper Road. Mr. Stevens.
Yes, sir. First reading of an annexation ordinance. This is on the north side of Harper Road, immediately west and adjacent to the Highland Park subdivision. The proposed future use is for a home, single-family residential. It received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
All right, thank you. Is there a member of council wanting to offer that for first reading?
I'll offer that for first reading.
Thank you. Councilman Hogg offers item 3 for first reading. Item 4 is a first reading of an ordinance annexing approximately 4 acres located in the 4500 block of Harper Road.
Yes, sir, this property is next to the previous property you just discussed. Similar situation there. They're wanting to tap on the city services for a single-family residential, and the Planning Commission did give it a favorable recommendation.
All right, is there a member of council wanted to offer that for first reading?
That for first reading.
Councilman Hogg offers item 4 for first reading. Item C is our consent agenda. We have 9 items. They range from minutes of the previous meeting, bill listing, travel and training, and of course, PO requisition for our garbage truck repairs out of Public Works. I'll make a motion to approve that consent agenda as printed. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Boozer. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Boozer,
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Thank you. Item 9, reports of special committees to council. If any member of council or mayor's office wanted to give a report from their respective committee.
Sorry. Just quickly out of finance, I know we've talked about in the past the city of Northport switching banks. Just a quick update on that. I know we've discussed the water bills, everybody's water bill in the city of Northport. Right now, if you mail it, goes to Houston, Texas, and we're in the process of getting that changed. It will now go to Birmingham, Alabama, where it should go. However, there are some things that need to happen here internally, especially dealing with the online payments with credit cards. So we've made a decision to wait till our IT director gets on board, which I think is, what, next week? Monday. So he'll be here soon. So as soon as he gets here, we'll have somebody on staff here to be able to help us finish the process. And I don't want to put a definite date on it, but it looks like hopefully by the end of February, we'll have that switched over. It'll be up and running for all the customers. It'll be beneficial to everybody, I think. So just a little delay due to the IT type stuff. And just like Mr. Godot mentioned last meeting, having that IT director will certainly help us do that. So bear with us. It's coming. It's good. The change is going good. Some accounts have already been switched over. So the bank change is well underway. But having this IT person on staff to help finalize a few things is going to be critical. So we'll also begin this week or next going through our capital budget. We'll do it very similar to what we did with the general fund and water sewer budget. We'll put together a list of items that the city, that we all think that came from each department that everybody's interested in trying to get done in this year. Some of them we probably can't do. Some of them we can. It just depends on money and what the projects are. So be looking for that in a couple of weeks. I'll present that to you guys, and we'll discuss it. We'll have a work session just like we did previously, and hash it out and go from there. So that's where we are with those 2 items. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. That was coming out of Finance Committee.
We will have an admin meeting tomorrow at 3:30 here at City Hall. And I'd also like to mention a meeting that we had with the home builders, and thank the planning department and the other members and workers here at the city for joining in. Had a great number of the home builders come and hashed out different items that where we could improve the processes and get our permits and inspections out, and I think we found out communication was one of the biggest keys, and I haven't talked to Mr. Councilman Sullivan yet, but it's going to be some money that we're going to have to spend for technology, and I think the hiring of Mr. Murphy starting next week, and he can evaluate, and we think we can improve that process and get that going. And it was a great meeting, and everybody involved were very cordial, and Mr. Davis was there, and Ms. Aaron was there, and I was pleased, and think there's going to be some good outcomes from the meeting.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Hogg, I don't know if you wanted to say anything on retail. I was gonna give everybody a quick update, what we're trying to do. I know I mentioned it in our pre-meeting about maybe bringing something to mayor and council to discuss maybe some infill opportunities and working with our consultant, trying to develop a plan for a facade improvement program, along Lurleen. Of course, some aspects of 82, some of the buildings look very dated. So if we can try to develop a plan to try to work with our business owners to improve the facades, just trying to find any kind of ways to promote that, some existing businesses. Councilman, I know if you had anything to add.
Currently looking at infield opportunities as well, so. Hopefully within the next month, we'll be able to, discuss further on a few things.
All right. Item 10 is public hearings. We have none on the agenda. Item 11, city administrator's business. Mr. Higginbotham.
Yes, sir. As you remember, we advertised for proposals for the Hassan Center recently. Through that process, we did not receive any applicants. Since the time of the closing of that advertisement, we have received calls stating that people either missed the deadline or assumed things in the past would count toward this particular proposal. So what we've decided to do is open that back up for a 1 week period of time that we will advertise for that particular piece of property. We would advertise this from starting tomorrow and go through the February 1st, ending at 5 o'clock, if y'all are in agreement.
Ron, does that need to be in the form of a motion? Thank you, Bruce. I'll make a motion to open up the RFP process for the Hassan Center minus baseball field starting Tuesday, January the 23rd and ending 1 week after, which is February 1st at 5 p.m. That's in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
That's a second by Councilman Boozer. Any questions or comments? Hearing now, Mr. Higginbotham.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Boozer,
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Thank you. Do you have anything else, Mr. Higginbotham?
No, sir. That concludes my business.
Item 12 is departmental business. Chief Foster, I think you had one item under your department.
Yes, just the old Bart Mart Sally Beauty and Supply, ABC license. It's clear, no issues.
All right. Owners here today? Come on up. Come on up. State your name and address for the record.
My name is Muhammad Al-Zanam, and the address 3001 5th Street, Northport, Alabama.
All right. I did have one caveat. If you'll do this for me as a business owner,
Good.
because the area's got high traffic, Mr. Schwab, if you will do this for me, just make sure we keep the outside kind of clean for me. I'm going to put it on the record. Keep it clean, keep it well lit,
myself most of the time.
and create a relationship with our PD.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
one of the best in the state.
All the time. They stop by most of the time.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you'll do that, and we'll work on the other stuff.
Yes,
So
sir.
I appreciate
sure
it.
will. Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve or deny the ABC license for Sam Beauty Supply and Food, LLC, doing business as Sam Beauty Supply and Food?
Motion to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Boozer. Oh, I'm sorry, Councilman Sullivan, excuse me. Motion by Councilman Hogg, second by Councilman Sullivan. Any questions or comments? Hearing now, Mr. Higginbotham.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Sullivan,
Yes.
Councilman Boozer, President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries, Mr. President.
Thank you. Item 13 is public comment. We have one citizen signed to speak, and I know, Ms. Jones, you came in late, so I know you wanted to sign up on the public comment. I know you came in right when we were getting the sheet, so if you'll let Mr. Jody Jobson, who's, as always, a true gentleman. Hey, Ms. Jones, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Jarita Jones. My address is 4209 Hunter Creek Road, Northport. And I'm living with my parents at 1803 19th Street. Northport. And I'm speaking on behalf of my parents, Clemmy Thomas and Eloise Thomas. And the reason why I'm speaking because my mom is down with another cast. She had surgery a year ago, and so she fractured her foot again. So she has a cast on now. But I'm speaking on behalf of Martin Luther King. It's been 20-some years ago. We had talked about it, and supposed to had the money and everything. Last time I was here, we had the money. So this is 2018. So the ball's supposed to be rolling. So I wonder when would the ball roll? Can anybody tell me?
That's a good point.
Okay?
Hey, I got our engineer back there from BKI, Russ Ware. So what he'll do, Ms. Jones, if you'll give him a couple minutes under my business, he'll come up and give everybody an update.
Okay,
Actually, good news.
I appreciate it. And
Yes.
I asking y'all just to work with us. Hopefully before the Lord come and take my parents, we'll see something going on down there in Marlou.
Hey, I can assure you this council, actually, this is further along. I've seen this project since I've been on council since '08. So
Okay.
much,
appreciate it.
much appreciation to this council up here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Second citizen, Mr. Jody Jobson.
My name's Jody Jobson. I live 1534 Bellwood Lane. And I want to give these out first, if you don't mind. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for taking my comments this evening. I'm providing a copy of the statement for the governing body, the mayor, council members, as well as the news media in attendance. In late July of 2017, Northport Mayor Donna Ann Aaron formed an advisory committee made up of the following persons: retired Northport Fire Chief Connie Poole, retired Northport Fire Chief Darrell Patterson, and retired Northport Assistant Fire Chief Bruce Wade. The committee was created to investigate infighting and division in the city's fire department and to advise the mayor on how best to address those issues. According to Mayor Aaron's statement, the Tuscaloosa News published on August the 16th, the goal of the committee was to interview firefighters and try to get to the root of their problems and then relay that information back to the mayor. The committee was going to work to help heal the division within this department, according to another statement. As a reminder, on Monday, February the 20th, 2017, during Northport City Council meeting, I requested an audit of the Northport Fire and Rescue. That request still stands. So here we are, January 22nd, 2018. I have a few questions about the progress of the Mayor's Committee and need each of you as a governing body and all of us as concerned citizens to see if their work through. This is important work requested by Mayor Aaron, and their findings should be studied, considered by our councilmen who are our governing body, elected governing body of the city of Northport. First thing is dealing with the civil service. Have employees of the Northport Fire Rescue been promoted without qualification, that is, without the required training classes needed? Have employees of the Northport Fire Rescue who wanted to take promotional testings told they could not stand on their previous scores? Civil Service rules allows for 2 years standing on grades and being placed on a roster for 1. Are all the new hires required to document on their employment application if there has been any problem in any employment history? Are the long-awaited employee handbooks completed? And if not, when will they be completed and distributed to the employees? Will the handbooks be voted on by resolution of the council, or will they be received into the city departments from the administrative committee? is voted on by the council, would the handbooks be included as part of a municipal code? Will a drug policy be included in the handbook? When was the last time a drug policy testing was done in the city of Northport? If there hasn't been any drug testing recently, who made the decision to abandon it? Are the drug tests required for new hires? Are thorough background checks required for new hires? Has there been verbal intimidation by officers to subordinates with vulgar statements? Have employees been moved from their current station and/or shift after making a complaint? Have employees been denied time off to deal with serious family matters such as those that fall under Family Medical Leave Act? Have certain employees been targeted for their appearance and management's claimed it was due to safety reasons while other employees are not, such as growing of a beard or mustache? Dealing with the possibility of discrimination matters. Is social media being used between certain employees to downgrade or intimidate other employees? Have qualified applicants of color been overlooked for employment? Have dealing with possible favoritism. Have employees also enlisted in military been required to use their vacation time to